Taylor Allison Swift, born December 13, 1989, is an American singer-songwriter. Her discography spans multiple genres, and her narrative songwriting, which is often inspired by her personal life, has received widespread media coverage and critical praise. Born in West Reading, Pennsylvania, Swift relocated to Nashville, Tennessee, at the age of 14 to pursue a career in country music. She signed a songwriting deal with Sony/ATV Music Publishing in 2004 and a recording deal with Big Machine Records in 2005, and released her eponymous debut studio album in 2006. Swift explored country pop on the albums Fearless, 2008, and Speak Now, 2010. The success of Love Story and You Belong With Me as singles on both country and pop radio established her as a leading crossover artist. She experimented with pop, rock, and electronic genres on her fourth studio album, Red, 2012, supported by the singles We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and I Knew You Were Trouble. With her synthpop fifth studio album 1989, 2014, and its chart-topping songs Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Bad Blood, Swift shed her country image and transitioned to pop completely. The subsequent media scrutiny on Swift's personal life influenced her sixth album Reputation, 2017, which delved into urban sounds, led by the single Look What You Made Me Do. Parting ways with Big Machine to sign with Republic Records in 2018, Swift released her next studio album, Lover, 2019. Inspired by escapism during the COVID-19 pandemic, Swift ventured into indie folk and alternative rock styles on her 2020 studio albums, Folklore and Evermore, receiving acclaim for their nuanced storytelling. To gain ownership over the masters of her back catalog, she released the re-recordings Fearless, Taylor's version, and Red, Taylor's version, in 2021. Besides music, Swift has played supporting roles in films such as Valentine's Day, 2010, and Cats, 2019, has released the autobiographical documentary Miss Americana, 2020, and directed the musical films Folklore, The Long Pond Studio Sessions, 2020, and All Too Well, the short film, 2021. Having sold over 200 million records worldwide, Swift is one of the best-selling musicians of all time. She has scored 8 Billboard Hot 100 #1 songs, and won 11 Grammy Awards, including 3 Album of the Year wins, an Emmy Award, 34 American Music Awards, the most for an artist, and 55 Guinness World Records, among other accolades. She featured on Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Songwriters of All Time, 2015, and Billboard's Greatest of All Time Artists list, 2019, also appearing frequently on rankings like Time 100 and the Forbes Celebrity 100. Named the Woman of the 2010s Decade by Billboard and the Artist of the 2010s Decade by the American Music Awards, Swift has been recognized for her influential career as well as advocacy of artists' rights and women's empowerment in the music industry. Before continuing, please subscribe to our channel to receive notification for more videos. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989, at the Reading Hospital in West Reading, Pennsylvania. Her father, Scott Kingsley Swift, is a former stockbroker for Merrill Lynch. Her mother, Andrea Gardner Swift, née Finley, is a former homemaker who previously worked as a mutual fund marketing executive. Her younger brother, Austin, is an actor. At age 9, Swift became interested in musical theater and performed in 4 Berks Youth Theater Academy productions. She also traveled regularly to New York City for vocal and acting lessons. Swift later shifted her focus toward country music, inspired by Shania Twain's songs, which made her want to just run around the block 4 times and daydream about everything. She spent weekends performing at local festivals and events. After watching a documentary about Faith Hill, Swift felt sure she needed to move to Nashville, Tennessee, to pursue a career in music. She traveled with her mother at age 11 to visit Nashville record labels and submitted demo tapes of Dolly Parton and the Chicks karaoke covers. She was rejected, however, because everyone in that town wanted to do what I wanted to do. So, I kept thinking to myself, I need to figure out a way to be different. When Swift was around 12 years old, computer repairman and local musician Ronnie Creamer taught her to play guitar. He helped with her first efforts as a songwriter, leading her to write Lucky You. In 2003, Swift and her parents started working with New York-based talent manager Dan Dintro. With his help, Swift modeled for Abercrombie & Fitch as part of their Rising Stars campaign, had an original song included on a Maybelline compilation CD, and attended meetings with major record labels. After performing original songs at an RCA Records showcase, Swift, then 13 years old, was given an artist development deal and began making frequent trips to Nashville with her mother. To help Swift break into country music, her father transferred to Merrill Lynch's Nashville office when she was 14 years old, and the family relocated to Hendersonville, Tennessee. Swift initially attended Hendersonville High School before transferring to the Aaron Academy after 2 years, which could better accommodate her touring schedule through homeschooling. She graduated a year early. Swift's second studio album, Fearless, was released on November 11, 2008. 5 singles were released in 2008 through 2009, Love Story, White Horse, You Belong With Me, 15, and Fearless. Love Story, the lead single, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 in Australia. You Belong With Me was the album's highest charting single on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 2. All 5 singles were Billboard Hot Country Songs top 10 entries, with Love Story and You Belong With Me peaking at number 1. Fearless debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was the top-selling album of 2009 in the US. The Fearless Tour, Swift's first headlining concert tour, grossed over $63 million. Journey to Fearless, a 3-part documentary miniseries, was aired on television and later released on DVD and Blu-ray. Swift also performed as a supporting act for Keith Urban's Escape Together World Tour in 2009. In 2009, the music video for You Belong With Me was named Best Female Video at the MTV Video Music Awards. Her acceptance speech was interrupted by rapper Kanye West, an incident that became the subject of controversy, widespread media attention, and many internet memes. James Montgomery of MTV argued that the incident and subsequent media attention turned Swift into a bona fide mainstream celebrity. That year she won 5 American Music Awards, including Artist of the Year and Favorite Country Album. Billboard named her 2009's Artist of the Year. The album ranked number 99 on NPR's 2017 list of the 150 greatest albums made by women. She won Video of the Year and Female Video of the Year for Love Story at the 2009 CMT Music Awards, where she made a parody video of the song with rapper T-Pain called Thug Story. At the 52nd Annual Grammy Awards, Fearless was named Album of the Year and Best Country Album, and White Horse won Best Country Song and Best Female Country Vocal Performance. Swift was the youngest artist to win Album of the Year. At the 2009 Country Music Association Awards, Swift won Album of the Year for Fearless and was named Entertainer of the Year, the youngest person to win the honor. Swift featured on John Mayer's single Half of My Heart and Boys Like Girls single 2 Is Better Than 1, both of which she co-wrote. She co-wrote and recorded Best Days of Your Life with Kelly Pickler, and co-wrote 2 songs for the Hannah Montana, the movie soundtrack, You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home and Crazier. She contributed 2 songs to the Valentine's Day soundtrack, including the single Today Was a Fairy Tale, which was her first number 1 on the Canadian Hot 100, and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. While filming her cinematic debut Valentine's Day in October 2009, Swift began a romantic relationship with co-star Taylor Lautner. They broke up later that year. Swift's role of the ditzy girlfriend of Lautner's character received mixed reviews. In 2009, she made her television acting debut as a rebellious teenager in an CSI, Crime Scene Investigation episode. She also hosted and performed as the musical guest on an episode of Saturday Night Live. She was the first host to write her own opening monologue. In March 2014, Swift lived in New York City around this time. She was working on her 5th studio album, 1989, with producers Jack Antonoff, Max Martin, Shellback, Imogen Heap, Ryan Tedder, and Ali Pyami. She promoted the album through various campaigns, including inviting fans to secret album listening sessions. Influenced by 1980s synthpop, Swift severed ties with the country sound of her previous albums, and marketed 1989 as her first documented, official pop album. The album was released on October 27, 2014, and debuted atop the US Billboard 200 with sales of 1.28 million copies in its first week. This made Swift the first act to have 3 albums sell more than 1 million copies in their opening week, for which she earned a Guinness World Record. By June 2017, 1989 had sold over 10 million copies worldwide. 3 of its singles, Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Bad Blood featuring rapper Kendrick Lamar, reached number 1 in Australia, Canada, and the U.S. The singles Style and Wildest Dreams reached the top 10 in the U.S. Other singles were Out of the Woods and New Romantics. The 1989 World Tour ran from May to December 2015 and was the highest-grossing tour of the year with $250 million in total revenue. In 2021, Forbes estimated Swift's net worth at $550 million US, coming from her music, merchandise, promotions, and concerts. She topped the magazine's list of the 100 highest-paid celebrities in 2016 with $170 million, a feat recognized by the Guinness World Records as the highest annual earnings ever for a female musician, which she herself surpassed in 2019 with $185 million. Swift was the highest paid female musician of the 2010s, with $825 million earned. Swift has invested in a real estate portfolio worth $84 million. For example, she purchased the Samuel Goldwyn Estate, a Georgian revival house in Beverly Hills, for $25 million in 2015, which she has since restored to its original condition and contains Swift's home studio, Kitty Committee, where she recorded songs for Folklore. In 2013, she purchased the Holiday House, a seafront mansion in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. Gina Raimondo, then governor of Rhode Island, proposed in 2015 a statewide property tax for second homes worth more than $1 million, dubbed the Taylor Swift tax. In New York City, her $47 million worth of property on a single block in Tribeca includes a $19.95 million duplex penthouse, an $18 million four-story townhouse, and a $9.75 million apartment purchased in 2014, 2017 and 2018, respectively. Swift is pro-choice, and has been regarded as a feminist icon by various publications. During the 2008 United States presidential election, she promoted the Every Woman Counts campaign, aimed at engaging women in the political process. She was one of the founding signatories of the Time's Up movement against sexual harassment. Swift has also spoken out against LGBT discrimination, which was the theme of the music video for Mean. On multiple occasions, she encouraged support for the Equality Act, which prohibits discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation and gender identity, among others. In 2019, she donated to the LGBT organizations Tennessee Equality Project and GLAAD.